Hey guys, Coach Gaglione here, GaglioneStrength.com. It's our next video in our Strong Women series. We have Sherine here. Say hello, Sherine.
Hi.
Don't be nervous, okay? So Sherine's one of our lifters here. We're going to chat with her about strength training, how this has helped her, and how she's overcome a lot with it. So, how you doing today, Sherine?
Okay.
All right, so let's just tell people watching maybe a little bit about yourself, how you got into powerlifting, and then what you got going on right now, and what you're training for right now.
Started lifting around late last year, October. Came from a CrossFit background in terms of losing weight. So my first meet was actually done in March of 2016. Currently, I started off with no primary goals other than actually just going into my first meet, having fun, and possibly winning. Current goals right now would be to hit 1,000 total at a 165 body weight, and from there just go to the Arnold. In my opinion, just going to the Arnold in general would be like the biggest blessing of all, because that way my parents could actually see that this has more value and serves like a sole purpose.
And we're going to get back into that in a second. So Sherine's been doing a great job. She's hitting some really substantial weights, even though she's a younger lifter, got a lot of potential. So for the people that are watching, like, what was kind of the defining moment where you wanted to kind of go from CrossFit to powerlifting, and when did you really want to start to take this more like seriously? What was like kind of the moment that helped you kind of realize that?
When my CrossFit coach told me I had to run a 1 miler and come back and do like 10 deadlifts, I really just decided like, yeah, this is probably not working out. And one of my teammates actually, they were entering the Iron Maiden competition, and seeing as how I was always great in terms of like lifting heavy and not good at like conditioning, like I still can't do a pull-up. So I decided like, let me just try it out, and I actually figured out like that was working out better for me. I felt a little bit more comfortable, and I felt like I could be myself.
I think that's huge, being yourself. And I think a lot of people, like, we always talk about attacking your weaknesses, but there's also nothing wrong with like going with what you're good at and going with what you're strong at. And I think that's a lot of times where you're gonna have the most fun, is something where you have the most potential. So she got so more potential in lifting and kind of went that route. So can you tell the people watching a little bit, how was it you doing your first competition, and what was that like, and how did you feel after your first meet?
During my first competition, I started off getting great support from obviously the people that I was competing in the team-wise, because with the CrossFit team, like there was a specific amount of women competing for a cause. So we were competing in the sense of like trying to raise money for girls who do not have a home and can't afford to go to school. So
Love that.
I received a lot of support from that end. As from family, like my closer family members, like they really supported me. As to distance and certain coworkers and past friends, they felt it to be kind of either ridiculous or something possibly like a woman should not be doing. So I use, opposed to taking that in a negative perspective, I use that as motivation to just go in and just like give it my best.
Cool. So I just want to talk to you a little bit about that, because I know you talked about some people not supporting your goals and things like that. People maybe not believing in you. So if someone maybe like, in women lifting weights, it's still like a little bit, it's getting more popular, but traditionally in the past, it's not really like, I guess, quote unquote normal or as accepted for women to really lift heavy and be strong. What gave you kind of the strength and the motivation to keep going, even though when you weren't maybe having that support from other people?
Realistically, because I ended up hitting a goal that was told that I couldn't do, and I felt like if I was able to
push someone out.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, if I'm able to hit that while someone's telling me I can't, like, who's to say I can't hit the next goal? A lot of people told me, like, yeah, you're crazy, you're nuts, that's not going to happen.
Didn't believe in you.
Or whatever the case may be, and that's perfectly fine with me. I actually love when people doubt me. That's my biggest thing. It's cute to do that. I mean, things happen, yes, I may not always hit exactly the goals I want to hit, but I come close to it, and that's enough motivation for me to just keep striving. And if I could do something that's going to motivate one person and tell me like, hey, like, you actually motivate me, that's great enough for me, so I could keep pushing myself.
So it's almost, you also, I know you want to also motivate other women to kind of get started, and also maybe like, if they don't have the support, give support, because you never kind of got that. Can you talk to the watchers and the viewers about that a little bit? How you want to kind of like inspire other people to kind of get started?
The way I want to inspire other people is to put in perspective that you need to love yourself first. In order for you to do anything, like, you need to love yourself and you need to accept who you are. Because if you're going to go into sport like this and you're kind of insecure, I mean, in a perfect world, like, yes, we'd all love like to sit in a circle and sing Kumbaya. But you are going to run into people that may not exactly support you. And that's just the reality of everything. Doesn't matter whether it's at work, school, or whatever, that's how you're going to run into it. So you need to kind of like build up thick skin. And that comes from accepting who you are and loving who you are. So once you develop that love for yourself and you believe in yourself, you're not going to have to depend on every single person to find motivation. Your deepest motivation should come from, number one, loving yourself, and number two, using like whatever negative energy that's brought your way, like, hey, you can't do this, using that to prove them wrong. Because not only are you proving yourself right that you can do something, you're actually proving that other person who didn't believe in you wrong.
So if you have people kind of doubting you, naysayers, you don't have to listen to them. It's your choice to kind of, you can't control what they do, but you can control how you respond to it. So why not use that as motivation? Why not use that in a positive way? Now you are getting some more support, whether it be people online or the team you're on now. So can you talk about how maybe that's changed your training a little bit, how things are going right now, getting that support?
A lot of women that I look up to in powerlifting, for example, Molly's one of those people that I've always looked up to, and Tracy, and girls who powerlift, just like being a part of like these communities, like where they actually follow me back and we actually have conversations, and to receive that support, like, hey, it's okay, like, you failed this lift, it's completely all right, you know what, come back, kick ass at it, rest, relax, you're still new and you still have a long way to go, so it's all right. So it's great to actually have the support from people who I look up to now, and where they actually know who I am. It makes me feel like, hey, like, I'm actually doing something right, like, so it's really great to be a part of a community where women can actually empower each other.
Yeah, so I think that, if you're watching this and you have someone that needs support, why not be that person and kind of help them out a little bit. Don't put them down. Give a helping hand. And I think also too, like you talked about, like when you fail a lift and things like that, using failure as a learning tool versus thinking of it as a setback. So can you talk to viewers a little bit about like maybe missing a lift and like how you kind of overcome that and kind of come back stronger the next time?
Yeah, I mean, so I use this technique where, I mean, for a lot of people who know me and who see me lift, I do get very aggressive. My aggression isn't solely like based on exactly a person. It's sometimes based on when I fail a lift or in a moment where I fail at something. So I just think of it as, hey, like I failed this, I'm gonna come back and I'm going to literally get it, like by all means necessary. My mentality underneath a bar is like bloody nose, I don't care, whatever the case may be, it's gonna go up and I'm going to make it go up based on that lift. I'm not gonna go crazy or anything and do something stupid, but if I feel deep in my heart that I can get it for a reason, I'm gonna get it. Do
whatever it takes to win.
Pretty much.
I love that attitude. And you can apply that attitude not just to lifting, but anything in life. So Sherine's doing a great job. She's already got over 400-pound deadlifts, approaching 400-pound squat. She just had 4 plates with reverse bands the other day, which is not too shabby, especially for someone her size, let alone a female. So I'm real proud of her, real excited to see what she can do in the future. Do you have any parting words for people? Maybe they're on the fence about starting, or just any advice you kind of give them for their entering strength training?
Advice I can give you is do what you love. You don't need anyone's approval. You don't need anyone to tell you, like, anyone's support or anything like that. Like, just simply do what you love and chase those dreams. People are going to say that you're crazy for it, but that's completely okay. I mean, everyone's successful right now in life. They are a tad bit crazy, and that's what makes them successful, because they're willing to take risks despite what other people may or may not say, or people like who may or may not support you. So think of it in this perspective. I have a lot of people who never supported me, and then when I started actually getting to where I got to, eventually they became people who would always try to show me support. And I'm not going to be that negative person where I'm going to say, oh no, get away. I'm going to look at it as a positive perspective, because I'm trying to take every negative situation and turn it into something positive. And I think that helps a lot when you start growing in this sport.
I love that. It's great advice. So I think be yourself, be true to yourself, true to your passion, do what you love. And I think don't listen to the naysayers. I'll give a little quick thing about myself too. I totally relate to Sherine. I have my own business, being a coach. I was in the teaching field, very safe, secure job. When I was talking about quitting that and just pursuing being a strength coach full time, my parents are not supportive of it. So same kind of deal now. A couple of years later, my mom actually trains at my gym. She's getting healthier, which is pretty awesome. So she finally came around, which is nice. So it may be tough in the beginning, but you got to just get going. You got to get started. Don't be afraid. And again, if you need support, there's always someone that's going to be willing to help. So don't be afraid to ask for help. So let's make sure you guys drop a comment, show Sherine some love. Definitely check out the links below. If this video helped you, or you feel this video helped someone else, please share it. subscribe, and yeah, we'll see you next time, okay? Say bye, guys.